Hey there, viewers. We're back from our most recent trip to Ireland.
Today we'll give you an overview of our 13-day itinerary, and each of us has chosen a few highlights to share with you.
We're including some cities and towns, historic sites, food, pubs, fabulous scenery, and of course the unforgettable people that we met.
Be sure to stay till the end, when we'll give you more clues on the pub that got away in Dublin. Did we find it? Stick around to find out.
First, we're going to talk about counties, cities, towns, and villages. Our trip included 2 provinces of the southern part of Ireland, 11 counties, cities that included Dublin, Cork, Limerick, and Kilkenny, and too many smaller towns and villages for me to name right now. You'll have to watch and see all the places that we get to. Our trip included stops in Hout, up in the northeastern part of where we traveled this time, and then the beautiful little town of Bantry in the southwestern part of our trip this time.
Some of the natural wonders and scenery that we saw were incredible. If someone had told me that beaches in Ireland were as beautiful as they are, I would never have believed them. You don't really think of going to Ireland for a beach vacation. We have a cohort in the YouTube world, The Wandering Irishman, who is a huge fan of the beaches of Ireland. And I have to agree with him after seeing some of the beaches we saw on the west coast of Ireland. They were just stunning, whether it was in sunny weather or in really moody, cloudy, stormy weather. They were just stunning.
Some of our friends were amazed. They're going, I thought you went to Ireland. Where's this?
And it was great because we went in September and they were mostly deserted, the beaches. So we kind of had them all to ourselves. The second place that I thought was really fabulous was the tallest waterfall in Ireland. Now, I have to say there is some discrepancy about whether or not this is the tallest waterfall in Ireland. And I think it has to do with the way waterfalls are measured. The other tallest waterfall is actually in County Cork. This one was in County Wicklow. You'll have to watch to find out where it is.
I'm sure some know.
I'm sure they do. My third choice for scenery is, I think, arguably the best view in all of Ireland. You could argue for the Cliffs of Moher, places like that, but this is just a beautiful bridge between 2 small towns in Ireland. And this was a place that was recommended to us by our viewers, and we are so glad we went.
Yes.
The arched bridge, the river below us, the boats on each side, and far in the distance you can see the patchwork of green fields, the mix of sun and clouds. It was just stunning. I really enjoyed it.
Very memorable for sure. So next I'm going to talk about pubs and restaurants. On this trip we actually followed our viewers' advice, and what they told us was that there was so much more to current day Irish menus, that fish and chips and
shepherd's pie,
the regular traditional stuff, but that there were other options available now, and they were all very good. And so, sure, I did have fish and chips, just not every other evening. And I had a full Irish breakfast several mornings, but not every morning like I probably did on the first trip. We actually tried some delicious Italian, Thai, and we even tried a little Tex-Mex. Imagine that.
And that was recommended to us by someone.
It was recommended to us from someone in Ireland. We tried some little Indian-style snacks. I actually branched out on tasting beer this time. We tried a couple of other popular Irish beers, and then tried a couple of local Irish brewers' IPA samplings, and we'll tell you more about those.
Historic sites and mystical ancient places. First, if it's a mystery to you what to get your favorite traveler, adventurer, or lover of Ireland for the upcoming holiday season, take a look at our affiliate links below for things that you can get for them. Everything from stocking stuffers to something a little bigger. It'll help you with your holiday list. It'll help out our channel.
It'll probably give you something more unique than just the regular dad's tie or something like that.
Right. They're linked below in the description. So, to mystical places. One of the things that was really a kind of a bucket list item for me was an ancient stone circle. Now, there are actually 343 stone circles on the island of Ireland. They were used for rituals and ceremonies in the Bronze Age, which was 3,000 years ago. This one that we went to, we had to kind of search for it. We were way out in the boonies on a tiny little road. There was hardly anyone out there besides sheep and cows.
That was good because the road was really, really narrow.
It was. It was. When we got there to, again, have it all to ourselves, you could just feel the history, and it was amazing to be able to stand in the middle of the stones there. It was fabulous.
Oh, and then just turning around in a circle and looking at the scenery of the place that we're standing in. It was truly gorgeous.
Yeah, you could see the ocean, you could see the mountains, you could see the countryside. It was just amazing.
I'm glad we made the effort because it took a little bit to get there.
It did. It did. My second choice in a historic and mystical place was a medieval alley that dated back to the 1600s. I felt like I was in Game of Thrones or a Harry Potter movie as I was wandering down this alley, and there was someone playing music in the alley, and it just added to the atmosphere. Once again, it was something that this one happened to be well known, but it was not easy to find, and we had to hunt for it. And that's kind of a theme. I guess I really enjoy having to seek out things and find them, see what you can discover. But again, it was just a magical experience. I can't recommend that enough.
Very cool.
My third choice was a colorful town with thatch roof cottages, or thatch roof cottages, as we would say in the U.S. It is in what is known as Ireland's prettiest village, which dates back to the 13th century. The cottages themselves date back to the early 1800s, and I guess you can even stay in one. And I'll put a link down below to that. There's a self-catering cottage in one of the thatch roof cottages so that you can stay there. It was very charming, beautiful. It was just like a fairy tale. I thought it was a wonderful, wonderful town. I'm speechless.
You were very happy.
I was very happy.
The next item I want to bring up about this last trip was the people. Once again, we listened to you, our viewers, because you had suggested that when we're traveling around in Ireland to make sure to ask people directions or the location of something we want to see. Recommendations for restaurants and such. And the Irish people were always willing to answer any questions that we had. Of course, the answer could be a 20-minute conversation about the history of a certain location, as in one morning we were getting our first cup of coffee and a gentleman sitting there having his tea. I said hello to him, and it turned into a 15-minute history lesson about where the English market was built in Cork. And very informative, but I wish I would have had another cup of coffee down before I had heard about all of that. But he was a very nice gentleman. He was very nice. On this trip, we met people that were traveling from Germany, Canada, France, and then there were many Americans that we met along the way. Each and every one of them were very nice, and sometimes with the languages, we could get by. We didn't know much German, but they understood English fairly well. Thank goodness Karen actually knew a little bit of French and was able to help carry the conversation a little bit, most of the way. We also met and talked to a lot of great barmen, and I dare say bar women. Is that?
We did have a debate about what female bar service people are called in Ireland?
A barmaid, I don't know. There were some interesting answers when we asked.
Bartender, which is what we would call them in the States.
Right. But everyone we met, from the barmen to the patrons, were just amazing. And one pint turned into a couple in most cases, just because we were having so much fun.
Yes.
We'll get more specific on that in the upcoming videos. There's a lot to tell, and it was all very fun.
We had one young couple that they were so nice, and they even showed us their wedding picture.
Yes.
Which was really sweet, and they were just very kind. They had a connection to Chicago, and so we had great fun talking with them.
Yes. So in the upcoming weeks, we'll be posting vlog-style episodes of each day on our trip, including our itinerary and episodes that will take a deeper dive into those specific sites that we mentioned. If you're curious about exactly where these places are, don't miss our future videos.
Whoa, that was exhausting. Now, for the pub that got away. You may remember that on our last visit to Ireland, we missed a pub in Dublin that looked to be great fun. But later, when we went back to find it, we had no luck finding it. This time, we were determined.
This is no longer a vacation. It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
That's it.
Be sure to watch the upcoming episodes for the name and exact location of that pub. It was a serious bit of crack.
You'll want to know where this is. Until then, take a look at these videos.
Thanks so much.
Thanks again.
See you next time.
Bye.